Oh, 3, 2, 1. Sorry, I haven't seen this microphone in a long time. Welcome back to another episode of System in Place. We are your hosts. My name is Jocelyn Little.
Yo, what's cracking? George right here, aka DJ J Nasty, aka your girl's favorite DJ, aka Sucio, aka
everything.
What's cracking, everybody? Thank you guys for joining us once again. How you doing, V?
Hey guys, aloha.
Yeah, aloha, V. Thank you.
Straight off the islands.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
That sounds really cool.
So, how are you doing, V?
Good.
We're just coming back. You're coming back. We're coming back from a vacation. I was at a staycation and you were at a vacation.
We were.
And Little?
Oh, I traveled like 2 weeks ago.
Sweet.
It was fun. It was nice. It went by too fast, though. Don't you think? I feel like
I haven't seen you guys in forever.
When I'm on vacation, it feels like forever. But then when I come back, I'm like, oh shit.
But it has been like 2 weeks though. Like at least a good 2 weeks.
And I was gone for 6 days. So.
Oh, see, that's a good week.
Yeah.
How long was the drive?
9 hours. I went in April. I probably talked about it for my birthday. It was fun. I feel like it was more relaxing this time than last time. Last time I like had my camera and I was like recording and I like, I wanted to capture everything. This time I was just chilling on the beach or next to the pool on my phone, just napping.
Which is bad.
Ooh, that sounds dope.
Naps,
that
just
dope.
naps on naps on naps.
Really?
Yeah, I slept a lot, which was really good. I got to go off-roading a little bit, which was fun. My adrenaline junkie in the little adrenaline junkie in me is happy.
What do you like to drive? What were you driving?
We were just driving those little, like, the off-road.
The cams? The little...
Not the Can-Ams. Those are nice. I wish I could have one of those.
Yo, we can. We should. Because that shit's sick. My friend just got one. He invited me to the desert this past weekend. That shit's sick. It looks fucking dope.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've
they cost like, he said they cost like around like 25 grand.
They're expensive. Not the ones that we were driving were like the little golf cart looking ones.
Okay.
Those are still cool.
Yeah, it was fun. Our friends flipped. Not our friends, our family flipped.
Whoa.
But it was good. They were fine. They had 2 kids with them. It was kind of crazy.
So what happens? You just flip and then who helps
you? And then you guys flip it back over, right?
So we had to help them flip it back over. But see, this is the thing. The people that we rent them from, they can't know that we flipped it because they'll charge you $100 automatically. So we had to clean that shit up. We had to tell the girls not to say anything. Like, make sure you guys don't talk about nothing. Like, we cleaned it off. Like, I used my bandana and shit to clean it off. And it was a little scary, but the girls were fine. Everyone was fine.
Were they going too steep, like turn real fast,
or what? I actually have a video of it. I'll post it. But so pretty much what it was like this part where it was like a small ditch, and I don't know, it was like a ditch, but it was like a circle. So they were going around, and then they just like tipped over because half of the car went on half of the ditch, so it just like flipped over, and it completely went like feet up over.
No.
Damn.
Yeah, it just rolled over.
Fuck that.
And so there was 2 kids in the back. We were in the car. We were like all the way at the top of the dirt road, the dirt mountain, I mean. So it was so nerve-wracking because we could just see them, but we couldn't help them, and we had to come down slow because it was like loose sand. It wasn't wet sand.
So that's dunes, right? So it's like desert type of sand, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's like next to the beach. But it's the desert.
Moist. Yeah.
No, well, not that one.
Damn, that's dope.
That one's not moist like the one on the beach. So it was like loose dirt. So we had to go slow. So we're like watching them like flipped over, knowing they have the kids in there, and we're just trying to get there as fast as we can.
Damn.
And then they were fine. And then so we had 2 kids. They had 2 kids, and one of the little boys, Caleb's little cousin, he goes super serious. He's 4 years old. He goes, "Did they die?"
Oh
Damn.
my gosh.
And we're like, no, they didn't. But he was so serious.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure it looked like it.
Yeah, it looked pretty bad from like a high, but they were fine.
What did they say?
The girls were just scared. They didn't want him driving anymore, so I had to drive. So it was like the girls and then the boys in one car.
I know that happens, huh? That does happen.
So I mean, I was like still whipping that shit, but yeah, the girls got scared. Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, I would have been scared too if that shit flipped. It's not fun.
Was he drinking?
No, he wasn't drinking. It was just it
just depends. I mean, like there's just different. I mean, there's different laws. Yeah. There's like different laws. Like in Mexico, I mean, I don't think there is any laws because I've seen people just fucking drinking and they have like coolers in the back and they're fucking chilling and posting. So, like that does happen. But even still, like you still lose control of like you're in dirt, you're in like riding like hills and shit. And if you like don't know how to like maneuver it,
especially on wet sand, if you guys are driving those kind of off-road vehicles on wet sand, I actually witnessed a tragedy when I was young. I was probably like 12 years old. We went to San Quintin one year, and there was someone riding their Can-Am type thing on the beach, wet sand, like going super fast and like drifting pretty much on the wet beach, like putting on a show for all the spectators or whatever, and they had been drinking and they didn't have their seatbelt on. So
oh my gosh,
pretty much they went and the car rolled, and I believe the driver passed away. And obviously they were like from over here, they were on vacation over there.
Damn.
In Mexico, when you pass away, they have like a special ambulance that comes and gets you.
Oh really?
So that's what like came up. That's how we knew he passed. And my dad went up to where like the guy was, and he like took his hat off and like paid his respects, because I guess he was a dead man.
Then you got down. That's crazy.
So yeah, be careful, guys, especially if you guys are out in the desert drinking and shit, because like the adrenaline,
and imagine how long it takes.
A big rush.
That's what I'd be tripping about, like how long it takes like for somebody to come and get help, like like even like the paramedics or whatever is like a helicopter has to come and get you or whatnot. Like that's what kind of gets me, because my homie invited me this past weekend too. He was like, all right, let's go. And I was like, damn, that shit looks fun, because he just got a 4-seater.
Yeah.
So he got a 4-seater, and that shit's fuck. He took it. He took me out around his block and shit. He's like fucking, fucking going through the bumps of it. That shit's sick. So,
they're fun.
But I mean, like you go with a bunch of homies and like like you guys all meet up over there and like you guys camp out and stuff. It's pretty sick. I should have gone. I was like, but I kind of felt bad. I was like, I'll just chill out for this weekend. Well, there'll be more weekends when you can go.
Well, at the desert, they have like people around, like paramedics and stuff.
Oh shit! Oh, for us? Well, I mean,
they have like fire stations and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, that's good. At least they can get you.
I think when I went, I saw that. I haven't really gone,
but still,
a lot. But
yeah, just keep it safe. Hell yeah. So what's up, V? How was your trip?
It was a business. Everything we dealt with was all business.
It's all the business.
All money. Yeah. No, seriously. From like few days before that, like I think a week before that, I found out I had to get the, what is it? PCR test.
PCR test.
Instead of the rapid test, meaning I had to pay $140 times 3. And
damn.
Just like the nerve wrack of waiting for that fucking test to come through, like, I feel like that's the energy they want, because even I knew I was legit. Everything's fine. We're good. I just fucking pay that kind of money. We're fine. But just waiting for it, it's like they have all this
you're
energy.
Antsy and you're just like, what the fuck?
And then I was just.
And you start thinking like, who was I with the past couple of days? Where did I go?
I wasn't. No,
like I'm just saying, like but you do kind of think about that shit too.
Well, I thought about more like, what if I'm one of those persons that they fuck with their test with, and then I come out positive? Or it's one of those, I had a friend who she had to like redo it again because it didn't like work, or whatever the right word is for that. And I think that was like just that energy. And I'm like, oh my God. And I kept telling myself, this is the energy they want. This is what they want. They need our energy so bad. But from the get-go, like, it's not about our fucking safety. It's not about our fucking health. Like, dude, if you guys just would get it. But when we got there, what was so sad was that a lot of people couldn't get on the plane. So you go through security, you go through everything. Our plane was half empty. So bad that I went all the way to the back, took a nap, put all the seats up and took a nap. And there were so many people doing that.
What?
So many people, because, so I wanted to know what's up. So I did. We were there with time, with everything. Everything was fine. I was one of the first people to get like, checked in, our boarding pass, like all that shit, right? So when we're upstairs, we had like literally like 2 hours. I was that person because there was just so much tense to it. And it's so new. And then
and you haven't traveled. Huh?
I haven't traveled, and now they ask you for that QR code, meaning like you're good and that, and then You had to submit your freaking testings. It was just so much bullshit.
You had to make an online fucking portal. So you made an online account. So like now they have you right there.
Code so I can go into the freaking airport. It was just so stupid, but whatever. God. We were up there, and then there was like a lot of people that weren't getting to like sit down and stuff. You know, well, we weren't even in the plane yet. This is waiting, and I was just curious. And then I was like, I told my family, I was like, I'm gonna go check it out, because even my mom was like, why is there all these people, you know, like not getting taken care of? And I was like, I don't know, but I'm gonna check it out, because fuck that, you know. Oh my gosh, it was because they got the rapid test. Damn. And even though they had a negative test, like you're good to go, you just paid all this fucking money, they weren't letting them. I was so blown away and so sad for those people. There was moms with kids. There's this lady like with the car seat, and we all know how fucking heavy those car seats are, plus a kid. Like there was so much shit, and it was just so ridiculous to witness that I was just like, this is a fucking scam.
And this is what I was, and that's what I was like so afraid of. Like, I don't know, like that's what I'm saying. Like it's just,
it's a scam.
It's something of like, whether it's your energy that is like being put out into the universe. Like that's how I was trying to explain it to Little. Like I'm still in such disbelief. Like, or like, I don't know, like, if like
tell them your part, like they don't know what happened.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like you know, that's why I kind of wanted to let you go, because yours is more of like a happy time. You know, like I
should let me. There's nothing happy I gotta say here, other than the fact like,
that you went to Maui and shit.
Well,
but,
yeah, of course.
You know, like, but I'm just saying, like, I wanted you to get your story out first, but like, you know, like the way you're explaining it, it's like, you know, like to be that person before boarding a plane and somebody telling you like, no, sorry, you can't. Oh, you got the wrong test, or you got the wrong, like
anything like that. Like you have that control.
Like there is no fucking way that like your airline is not gonna refund me my money back. Your Airbnbs, everything that you've already fucking done prior to fucking going there. Like it's not, you know, like some of us do as a luxury. Some people have the money to like leave that, let that go or whatever's, and it's a loss.
Even if you do have that kind of money, that's not fair.
And if you don't, like, it's like, what the fuck? Like at the end of the day, it's a negative is a negative, you know, like it's like, and it's the same thing with, you know, like different providers, you know, like, so saying like I went to go get my fucking test at Kaiser, and Kaiser made me wait like 1 day and shit. Like I had to get an approval from my doctor in order to get tested. I'm like, I feel the symptoms, I feel sick, I'm just gonna pull up into the drive-thru right there and ask for him to give me a test. I have my member ID, I have my shit. Why can't you just fucking lock me in? No, because the doctor has to recommend it, has to look at your symptoms, and then he's gonna approve it. I'm like, fuck, then I might as well just go next door to the SDCCU or to the fucking to the Cal State and get a free fucking test right there.
Yep.
But no, it's all just like it has to be a process through the system and process through the fucking, well, it's a free one. I really didn't know. But like the day that I went there on Friday, I was trying to get a test, and what happened? They're closed.
Oh my God.
So it's only like Sunday through Thursday.
And you have to have an appointment with them?
And no, I don't think so. But they don't. Them. It's like not until like 9:30 or 10 in the morning that they open, to like 5 or so or 4. So
like business hours.
Yeah. You know, so it's like it's all this. You know, it's all this thing that it's just like, you know, the disillusionment. Like I don't know if like I brought it onto myself. If I was like if we like mentally combined it into a reality, like, probably, you know what I mean? Like, probably. You know, like because of the fact that, you know, we were kind of like scared before, we were debating on whether we were going to get, you know, vaxxed or not. And it was like a month prior, and we were like, yeah, we should. And then we were like, nah, fuck it, I don't want to, like, fuck that. So we ended up not getting vaxxed. Like, I was like, I still don't give a fuck. I'm like, I'm still like, I would have still got it if whether I was vaxxed or not. Like, I don't see any, you know, like if I don't see any guarantee. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I still wouldn't have been able to go.
Were you sick?
I got sick for 2 days.
You did?
Yeah. So and I tested positive on that Tuesday.
You did?
Yeah, I tested positive. So I went into Kaiser, and then the next day they were like, oh, so I was like, okay, maybe I was like 10 in the morning. I was like, okay, maybe I'll get approved by like 12. No, the fucking doctor didn't approve me until like the next day. You know, so
even
it's just
though you're
like,
telling them,
yeah. So it's just like, okay, like what the fuck? Like I need to know in order to get my shit going on with my life.
Yeah, you can't
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like if it's a cold, it's a cold, but and that's what I'm saying. And this is the thing that I'm like, okay, A cold is a cold. I can get a cold every fucking day of the week. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like lo que me pegó, okay, gracias a Dios, thank God, like it wasn't like fucking crazy worse. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't, you know, I didn't have to end up in the hospital. But as soon as Kaiser found out that I had COVID, they just said quarantine for the days that you need to quarantine. And if you have these symptoms, go to the emergency room. There's no like, oh, here's some medicine. What symptoms do you feel? Do you need a cough? Do you need any antibiotics? Do you need anything like that?
They just said good luck.
Good luck. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, okay. Like, wait, until I'm fucking dying when it's like you can't do jack shit for me. Yep. That's when you want me to show up?
Yes. Hell
no, man. I'm like, fuck this shit. This shit is fucking
scam.
Retarded. You know, it's just like, I don't understand. It's like a 99.7 survival rate throughout humans and shit. So, and it's like, what made me see the difference was like, man, fuck this. You know, like my parents are big, you know, on going to fucking TJ and grabbing medicine. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So like I got on the phone, I talked to the doctor, hey, what's your symptoms? What do you got? Da-da-da-da. Okay, I'm gonna recommend you this, da-da-da-da. Prescribe you this. Same thing with my family. Do you have any symptoms? What are your symptoms? Da-da-da-da. Shortness of breath, or do you need this? Da-da-da. Okay, here's your medication. Here, take it for the next 3 days. Take it for the next 7 days. Mm-hmm. There's nothing like that being done here. Yeah. It's all like until you can't breathe, until you're dying, head into the hospital.
And then that's too late.
And that's way too fucking late.
So, Michael Jackson told us about this. They don't give a fuck about us. They don't care about us. It's the song. And it's so fucking true. And that's crazy that you're telling me all this because I guess you could say my aunt's husband, he got really, really sick and he affected him so bad that like he's kind of losing it. Uh-huh. So I've been told, so I don't really know 100%, but he can't work. They told him for like the next 6 months and like all this shit and like it's crazy, you know. But for him too, it was till the last minute, like to go to the hospital, and then they kicked them out of the hospital because they were packed or whatever.
Because they were too, yeah.
It's weird. Like so they really like, don't give a fuck about us.
So it's like if it's like
even
a normal,
if you are at the hospital,
you know, for me it was like a fever. It was like chills in the nighttime. You know what I mean? So, you know, like obviously like nothing came out of it, and you know I was doing good the rest of the week. But still, like if they're not gonna help out, like they're not gonna recommend you something. They're not gonna tell, like as soon as you get it, it's like stay the fuck away from me. Die by yourself. Stay the fuck away. You know what I mean? They don't want you in the hospital. If you got COVID, they don't want you in the, you know what I mean? So that's why they're stamping you with that. Right there and then there. They're telling you got to go by yourself. Go, whatever you need to get done. Make sure that your family's there providing for you and this and that. A lot of people don't have that shit. So at the end of the day, what really kills you? Does it kill you the fact that you're alone and you're scared and that you fucking don't know what the fuck? You know what I mean? Thank God we have
doctors care.
We have ourselves. We have like, you know, our family. Like my parents kept up. Like, you know, you brought like some stuff over before. You know what I mean? Right before even like before my family came out positive and shit. So it's like, you know, if you imagine now, if you're by yourself and you figure out and you find out that you have COVID, like how the fuck are you gonna feel? You know what I mean?
Or when everybody's telling you
like stay away. I can't touch you. You can't come in contact with me.
And how many hugs do we need a day? Imagine that.
What do you think is really killing those people? What is really killing people? You know, the fact that they know that they have to be in isolation, and the fact that their immune system even probably drops down even more because of that.
100%.
So it's like, you know, like it's just all this. I've been listening to my Maria, and she talks about a lot about like energy looshing and shit, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like that's so true. Like. Why the fuck not? It makes
a lot of sense.
Like it makes so much fucking sense. Like it just like the more and more I think about like things that are happening, things that like go on around like in life, and you know everything that we talk about, like, you know, there's vibrations in like our voice, there's vibration in our every single day of life. Like, you know, like even if you just kind of sit still and you like you can hear it, like, you know, there's either like a zoom in the world, your house kind of moves, you feel it. So like,
that's true.
If all that stuff, you know, creates something at the end where everybody's feeling the same thing, why the fuck not? Can you not control? Who cannot? There's got to be somebody that's like either gravitating to it and like being able to like use it.
Yeah.
And aliens. You know, so
yes, bitch, you're 100% right. Both of you guys are 100%. Hey, como le queramos llamar.
But like I said, I was in disbelief. Like it was like, I mean, like I don't think I let it hit me. You know what I mean? Like,
how did you feel though? Like when you were like down, like those 2 days.
You know what? I felt fucking hungover because I was hungover.
But mentally,
so that was the Sunday.
Mentally,
the Sunday.
Though.
I was just like,
were you know like what? Emotional?
You know what?
Were you
to be honest, like I was more emotional. I think I was on like Friday when like I was kind of figuring it out that like maybe like everything was gonna be canceled. Like like I had to just stop doing what I needed to do. And like focus
George
on
was
like,
supposed to go to Hawaii. Everyone was supposed to go to Hawaii.
So we were supposed to all go to Hawaii with
you had the tickets.
We had the tickets and the Airbnb. So and then we just needed to rent a car. Yeah, we just needed to rent a car. I was gonna do that the last week before, but then we ended up getting sick that week before. So we ended up, so we ended up just staying here and at home and shit. And it's funny because like I already had asked for that week off and shit from work.
Oh,
and like me lo adelanté, and I took 2 weeks off, because it was like because I came out positive the week prior to us going, and then they were like, we'll stay till Thursday, of the week next week, and I was like, oh well, might as well just take the whole week. And I took Friday off too.
Pussy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go back on a Friday. Fuck that.
Nah, fuck that.
I was like, fuck.
Tripping.
But yeah. So yeah, and I mean, and it's COVID shit, like like the trippy thing is just like, I mean, like the government programs, like, like my job, they're talking about how like there's only 80 hours. And then last year around December, I got COVID too. So I got COVID but I didn't go get tested that time. You see, like it was more like, I just feel like shit. I'm just going to stay home. Like I called into work and I was like, I think I have COVID. I don't know. They're like, are you going to go tested? I don't think I did. Because I don't think they were really. It was back when they were doing like the. It was like more of like the people that really need it are gonna get tested and shit.
Well, it was more like if you're sick, just stay back.
Yeah. It was more just like and it wasn't even like now. No. So to this time, my boss was like, "Do you have proof, or do you have paperwork?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just waiting for Kaiser to send it over." And as soon as I found out through them, like I was like, "I'll let you know."
He's like, "I don't care if you're feeling sick. You have proof because we need you."
Well, I mean, and that's okay. So yeah, so we're talking about that, and so yeah, so the COVID paid, like, I guess it was like a program. So like at the end of the day, like this time I only got covered like 3 hours, like, or I mean like 2 days or something like that, and then the rest had to come out of my PTO and shit like that, because of the fact that was like a program that was started last year, and it like it doesn't get renovated, like it doesn't get renewed. So I'm like, so what? I've gotten COVID twice already. What does that mean? Like, I was like, how many times can I get it? I can only get it once a year.
HR, and she was telling me that.
So it's like, I was like, that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
I
was like,
give you a certain time off. After that, you pretty much have to figure it out.
Yeah. So it's just like, okay. So I mean, I was like, what do I do from there? Like, oh, you got to take your PTO. Okay, whatever. It's fine. Whatever. It is what it is. And I was like, fuck.
What if you don't have PTO?
Then you're fucked.
You don't get paid, girl. Yeah. You don't get paid. That's why you're supposed to save your PTO. From your PTO is like pretty much your sick leave.
Paid time off.
So they don't have sick days.
So that's that's both. They combine them to sick days and PTO.
Is it?
So yeah. Well, I mean, for my place, I think it might be different. Yo, but thank you for this fucking. What is it? Oh, Bikini Blonde Lager Maui Brewing Company. Hell yeah. That's what's up. It makes it much better to talk about this. But yeah, so
that's fucking lame though.
Yeah. So lame. And I was thinking about it. I didn't even believe
it, even when like I was talking to Candy. Yeah. At first, when she was like, "Yeah, and that's why I did bring that, because I was like, "There's no way you gotta just get back up. You're fine."
Yeah.
I was like, "There's no way." Even when she was like, yeah, it was positive. I was like, no way.
Yeah, I know.
There's just no
It was unbelievable.
Way.
It's like, what the fuck? What did we do? I was like, I told her, I was like, what did I do to deserve? I was like, I know. I've been the shit. I've been a shitty person. No. I was like, this is my karma. No. You know what I mean? I mean, there's just one, there has to be like, it has to be like.
Maybe it was better that you didn't go. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, there was like it was like something in the universe or whatever the fuck it was.
It happened for
it happened for a reason, and you know what I mean. And I think when I started looking at it that way, I was just like, okay, cool. I think I calmed down more, and I kind of just it just blew over my head, and I was just like, whatever. Just make the most of what I can, and that's it. And just be thankful that I'm doing good and I'm not in the hospital or whatever, and my family's doing good too.
Imagine you would have got COVID over there and you had to stay there.
And that's what I'm saying. So like that's another thing, you know. So that's another thing because
I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because
but it's a 10-day quarantine. It's a 10-day quarantine. I was reading on the Hawaii thing. When you're taking a trip, they send you a brochure about the islands. So they send you
if you don't. There is.
So it's a 10-day quarantine, and then plus I think in the Airbnb they won't take you there. You have to go relocate to a hotel, and at a hotel it's like 10 days plus another 10 days for anybody that traveled with you. So because of the fact that they could be sick and not show symptoms until 5 days later, you know, until 3 or 5 days later, you know, they can still be asymptomatic or whatever and not show symptoms or until 5 days. So they have to quarantine for like another like 10 days after that. So it's like pretty much you're going to be stuck there for like a whole month, half a month. And you have to pay, like all those are out of pocket expenses.
Of course, if you're telling me not even your job pays for it.
And you have to stay in your room the whole time.
And you have to stay in your room. Yeah, you can't get out. And
so
then,
that was the trippy
put you
part.
In jail too.
That's the trippy part. They probably would because they asked for a lot of things. This time, they asked us where we stayed, who we were going with, everything. Like they asked us a shitload of things
to get on the airplane.
Yeah, girl, to freaking even get. Okay, so when I put in my test stuff, like
this is on the way back.
No, on the way there. On the way there, before we even leave, we have to get the QR code in order to enter the airport. So before that, you have to like answer all these questions, and one of the questions is the address where we're staying, the person's phone number that we're getting.
That we're renting.
Yeah, I was tripping the fuck out for that. I put in my number because I was like, you need to call someone, call me. But it's like, you swear, I give them the address, they can get that phone number in a heartbeat. There's no.
That's just weird. What if you're just going to Hawaii?
No,
and you're gonna figure it out there.
It's not like that.
No, it's not like that. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't know. But all I know is that
like couch surfing or like hitchhiking,
or you're just gonna stay at the beach. Well, the weird part is that how when you're filling out a form, it has that star, and you can't continue to do that. It has that star. You have to put in there and all that information.
And they review it.
I don't know, but all I know is that
no, it's like on the computer. Like you have to
no in the computer.
You have to
but still, I don't care if you review it or not. I don't want to answer those questions.
Yeah,
and you can't.
Why do they need to know where the fuck you're going?
That's what I'm saying. It's a weird world, and when you get there, they put this like red wristband. So if you don't have the wristband, you can't. You still have to show your ID and your QR code and all that bullshit. But you need to have the wristband in order to enter to the
airplane.
It's so fucking weird.
See, it's like it's like they're just like it's separating cattle. It's like crazy. It's like shit like that.
Yes, you know who else? Part of the plan. I feel
like it's a trip,
like
dude.
The next stage after 9/11.
Like it's so trippy. Like like I don't know. It felt like surreal. Like it wasn't like this couldn't be happening. Like shit like that. Like maybe shit you only see on TV.
I don't know
like
if I'm ready I was like for that
like world. A movie.
Yeah,
I promise you.
Like
that
I was like, what the hell? Like I was like,
this trip. Yeah, obviously.
Like only that happens to like me. I don't know.
No. Honestly, yeah, and that's how I feel about a lot of things too. Like fuck, if it's gonna happen to someone, it's gonna happen to me because there was so much shit. I feel like that trip was for me to mentally prepare for the new thing that's coming in our way. And I think I was just disbelieved, just like, how the fuck are you not gonna go? What do you mean you tested positive? Like I was just so like I did not believe that shit. I was like, nope. And I was like nope. And I even told her go get another one because I was like, there's no way. Nope. And when it happened, I was like, whoa. And then being on the trip, there was a lot of things that I got to like witness, and I was like, oh my god. This is like, remember back in the day, not long ago, we were all like with the mask, enforcing the mask really bad, like hardcore for like stores. But then you would go to the beach or go to certain places and you would see people that don't have it. Yeah. That's what it is over there. Like legit. Like even where we were going to stay at, like if you were going to, like you have to have a mask 24/7.
That's kind of how it is in TJ.
Is it?
I was just there last week. And for everything, like we were walking in Mercado Hidalgo, which is outside, and the security was telling us to put our masks on.
Oh shit!
Just walking outside, like around the. You've been to Mercado Hidalgo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
I put it on
over there in Mexico. Last time I was going, more. Really? Yeah.
Oh.
But
more strict.
It's like one of the things that like Joe Rogan like talks about. He says like, you know, there's these people that are like that are not meant to be in charge. You know what I mean? There's people that fucking are like power hungry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that fucking security guy's job to be telling you to put on a fucking mask. That's what I said. You know what I mean? But it's like, but he feels, he feels empowered when he goes, hey, put on your ponte la máscara. Hey, ponte la máscara. So then everybody's like, you know, all of a sudden it's fucking scared. Like, what are you fucking talking about? I'm out here.
I put it right back.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm out here. But if nobody has the balls to fucking stand up and say, like, man, fuck you, bro. Like, you put on your fucking mask. You know, if you want to wear it, like, I can wear whatever the fuck I want.
I hear you on that, but I feel like now after all this, I feel like, yes, I hear you, and that be me, and I will always be that person. But the way it felt there, it was like, you don't do it, you're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, you feel that, again, back to the energy. You feel that energy. Loosh. I walked into a couple places. You guys know I don't make my son wear his mask. However, he did every day in his shorts, because we took a shitload of masks, because I knew they would how they were. He always had a mask in his pocket. It's just how you stand, how you present. And there was like one person that's just like, is he under 2? You've seen my baby. He's not under 2. I was like, oh yeah, he is. And I kept walking, and then she didn't say shit. Another one was like, she's like, oh yeah, for Costco, he like little things like that, like they're super strict. He can't go in without a mask. I'm like, oh, he's having snacks. And you know, my kid is always having a snack. So it's like, you just have to, like, you know, do shit like that. But it's like, fucking what do you retarded, mean? Dude. And you want, okay, here's another one. I gotta show you guys pictures too. You would think that at the airplane we didn't eat, right? You'd think we kept our mask on, right? No. You would think they would give us food, because I didn't think they were gonna give us food. I thought, you know, this virus, inside the airplane. Oh, the airplane. Because this virus is so smart. I was like, there's no fucking way they're gonna give us food. So of course I took little snacks for my kid. Well, guess what? They do give you snacks. They give you drinks. They give you snacks. They give you a napkin that says, we're gonna put it on this in the video, and it's like, you know, like, take a sip and put your mask on or some shit like that. You know, like, it's like And then everybody gets their snacks at the same time, and you hear everybody opening it, you know, like loud.
And everybody opening their mouth at the same time.
We're all eating this, bitch. Like, if the virus is so fucking deadly, like, don't fucking make us eat your mouths. Don't give us snacks. And drinks. They give you like 4 choices. You want water, soda, It's like,
imagine people burping in the airplane.
Yeah, there goes your fucking virus.
Man, it's fucking, it's iffy, man. Like, but it's so weird. Like,
the way they would back it up is like, oh no, all those people tested negative. They all had a test, so we're all they had good.
The $150 so why are we still wearing a mask? Test. It was the $150 test, and we should, like, you know what I mean? Like see, like, how many of these companies, like these airlines, are also making a profit off of them. Off of like referring people to go and get tested at their sites. You know what I mean? Because it's like, because you said $150. That sounds like.
And there was one that you can get in less than an hour, and I believe it was $300, and they have that at the airport too. $300. Well, you think about it, you're sitting there, you got the wrong test.
$300.
Are you gonna pay $300 versus everything you're gonna lose? You're gonna pay that.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know.
Did you see any people take that?
To be honest with you, I did not, because I was upstairs already ready to just go, even though we weren't. We still had like 2 hours, so I don't know. But I did see it at the entrance when we got there. I mean, it was like 5 a.m. There was
ruling
no one
class
there.
Right now. It's gonna be. It's part of. One of the things that I don't remember what book it was, but there was a book that we read in school, like, and it's always stayed so vivid in my mind, because, like, to get through every city, there was like a toll road, and it was there was like walls and shit. So the farther that you got out, the more expensive it would get each bus ride, right? So somebody in the poor class, like, couldn't make it out to the other city, to the outer cities. Why?
Or even think about it. Yeah.
So, like, these people would be fucking, like, the kids would always wonder, like, what's on that other side? Like, what's on that? You know, like, I'm never gonna get out of this social class.
Especially on how you would feel. That.
So it's like, if you're being stripped away from that, anywhere you go right now, you know, that's still in the United States. You know what I mean? Just because it's an island, you know, that island was taken over by the United States from indigenous people, obviously, and claimed the U.S. territory, but it's still the USA.
Which is
they don't
weird.
do that when you go to Chicago. They don't do that when you go to fucking Alaska. They don't do that when you go to fucking, Vegas.
Isn't that, and you would think Vegas.
It's like, it's like all these little places are taking advantage, como les conviene, like however fits them.
It's because they lost so much money when COVID was happening.
And they want to recuperate. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just like you're taking this as the wrong way. And then that's why these companies are able to do this shit for like the longest time, and they're able to like have billions of dollars and like tell all their employees to fuck off. The Alaskan Airlines or Southwest Airlines is right now like everybody's on strike because they don't want to get the fucking vax. You know what I mean? And they're trying to play it off as like, oh, it's a low shortage of pilots. I thought you were gonna get stuck on that. Like, I thought you were gonna. So
you guys
want
to know what happened to my flight?
Okay,
I forgot to tell you guys.
Okay.
So it's like the day before, my brother texts me. He's like, "Hey, what time?" Because he was gonna pick us up. What time is what time do you get back? Whatever. And I was like, I thought I knew, but like with the time change, you have to like double check. So I get on my phone and I go on my emails, and I think I checked out my mom's, and it was like a different time, and I was like, there's no way. Like, oh shit. So I freaked out. I'm like, did they change my mom? So then I find out they changed all of our flights for earlier. Oh, and let me tell you, coming back from Hawaii, that plane was packed. I repeat, it was fucking packed.
They weren't even asking for COVID tests.
Oh, hell no. You're going back to your rancho. They don't give a fuck.
See,
that's weird.
You know what I'm saying?
You could have gone sick. It makes no sense. Well, thank God they didn't ask us for another one, because it was like, oh God,
$150 again.
Like, fuck no. But it was just like
That's
weird
crazy.
how they changed. Thank God my brother texted us, or else we would have gone to the airport at 1 thinking we're leaving at 3, and in reality we left at 12:55. What are the fucking odds? I was so thankful with God for that. I was like, thank you God, because we would have been
you
fucked.
always have to check on your flight, like the
your itinerary
48 hours.
Oh yeah. It just changes
constantly,
it,
because they'll delay it.
Well, they changed our flight tickets for like every 2 weeks for a while. Like, they were like, oh, now you're leaving in the morning. Oh, now you're leaving in the night. Oh, now you're leaving midday.
Oh, what the heck?
They did that too. I got like a bunch of emails about that.
Oh,
like,
I didn't get that.
Yeah. Since the beginning.
That's a trip. I was tripping the
Since
fuck
the beginning,
out.
that was
and then we read about the whole fucking Southwest thing. And I was like, oh,
and that happened just like a day, two days before.
I think it was like the day before. Because then I was like tripping a little bit. I was like, nah. If it's going to happen to someone. Yes.
Because you guys flew back yesterday, right?
Yeah. And so I'm always using Hawaiian Airlines when we go to Hawaii. But they had a special. So I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll use Southwest. And I've used Southwest in the past.
Yes.
I was tripping the fuck. I'm like, what are the odds that they're having a strike on the freaking airline I never fucking use?
And
the time that I'm over there. And then did you guys hear about the
the earthquake? What's up with that? Okay.
That was horrible.
You felt it?
Fuck no, thank you God. I don't want to feel that shit.
Come on.
Wait, where?
So, at Hawaii, girl.
Maui. Or
no, it was actually the big island.
Okay.
But the day before I left, so a lot of shit happened.
Yeah.
So we were shopping and we were getting a couple of things, and then the lady the owner, she was like chinita, and she was cute and we were doing our thing. And then next thing you know, you hear this alarm, and it's the worst. Like, just thinking about it, it's like, oh, this like tsunami weird alarm. Crazy alarm. And then you know how back in the day in the TVs you would hear like that that channel. So then that comes on, and then I'm like tripping out. She's like, did you feel anything? And then I was like, no, am I supposed to? Like, I was freaking out. I look for Ezekiel, grab, and you hear the noise, and then I'm like, grab Ezekiel, and then she's like, and then on the thing they're like talking about like earthquake and how like whatever, like how altitude was or whatever and stuff. And then I'm like, magnitude. And then I was like freaking the fuck out. Oh, and then we can see the beach. Like, the beach is like right there.
Oh shit.
And and that lady was tripping the fuck out. So she's tripping the fuck out. She's tripping me out. By that time, like, me and my family kind of like gathered together, and then they're like, they say all this shit, and they're like, oh, Big Island. And I'm like, oh, fuck you. But still, I mean, the Big Island is right there.
So you were in Hawaii when this happened?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of shit happened, and it was just That was.
The thing is that it can trigger a tsunami. Yeah. So it's not even the earthquake. That's the tsunami that you
we're scared.
That's the scared part.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a tsunami.
Yes. So that lady was ready to book it.
She was ready to book it. You gotta go to higher ground as soon as
honey, I would follow her. Where is she going? We going. Because she's local. And it's like literally the beach is right there.
Dang.
We were all fucking scared. Even the lady. And then she's like, oh, big island. Okay. She's like, but still. And then I'm like, but still what? She's like, well, things can happen. And I was like, do we just leave? What do we do? Like, I wanted to cry a little bit.
She's like, oh, no, go.
Oh my God.
Because of the alarm. That's why I wanted to cry.
Yeah, that shit trips you out.
It was scary. It was probably the scariest thing I've ever
because it's all over town, huh? Like it's loud everywhere. Yeah. There's like
they have both. Okay, so we had weird. We had like obviously been driving around and we had seen them, and like Edwin brought it up to my attention, and I was like, oh, so what are they for? And he started telling me. I'm like, oh my God, don't even tell me. Like that is so scary. And then we experienced it.
Damn.
I was like,
see, Miss, I'm telling you, like we do this shit to ourselves.
Yes, we do. And I told myself, I'm legit. Like that was my last time going to Hawaii, maybe in like 10 years ago. But I'm not going back to Hawaii. That was, even talking about it, my heart is like really like going like hella fast. So she guys can hear that because it was so scary. Yeah. And like being there with your son, the beach is right fucking there.
Fuck yeah, dude. They go hundreds of feet. The fucking waves. Yeah,
even if you start driving at that point, I just fucking start praying. Hug your family. Enjoy that minute.
Learn how to swim.
Second, nah, fool. You wanna know why not? My knees are a little scraped. I don't know if you guys can see that, just a little bit. Those waves are a bitch. They took me and Ezekiel like 100 times because he loves the beach. And there was times that it was raining and we were still at the water because it's weird. Like the sun comes out, then it rains, and then the rainbow, and it's like all happening within like hours. Like it would rain and be like, okay, well here comes the sun. Then the sun would go away. Okay, it's gonna rain a little bit. Like you can just see it, Shit. And so cool. The waves are pretty fucking crazy as fuck. So imagine that. Fuck no, I wouldn't even try.
It's an island of fucking surfing. That's why like they have like the 100-foot waves and shit.
Scary. That was scary. Ask Ezekiel. He was just like, what's going on, mommy? Asking me, wanted to know. I'm like, relax. We're fine, even though I'm fucking tripping the fuck out and praying to God. Like,
fuck.
So that's why I was like, never again. I'm not going. Well, I mean, I'll go in like 10 years. Cuando se me pase, but I'm not going to Maui, Hawaii. Any fucking island.
Any island.
Because I wanted. Okay, so what the weird part is, before this whole trip, our goal was to go to all the islands, and so the next one we were gonna go was gonna be the Big Island. And before we went, there was something with like a volcano that kind of like whatever like happened.
My aunt was just there.
And was she at the Big Island?
Yeah, with the volcano. They went and like
and
saw
this
the
just
ashes.
Happened, right?
Yeah, they were just there.
See,
like last month in September, they were just there for their anniversary. Or it might have been August.
Well, regardless, it just happened, and I wasn't. I was like, oh, I'm so glad we didn't go there. And then that all thing happened. I would have tripped the fuck out. I would have booked the next flight, but like, I'm going to my rancho. I'm good. Escondido. I know I talk shit, but
take me back. But did you know there's tsunami routes in all the coastlines through Southern California, right? So if you ever go by the beaches, there's signs that say like, in case of tsunami, like go this way. Like it shows you to higher ground. And I'm pretty sure there's like
at those signs at that minute, that's te vale verga. You're like, start praying and asking for forgiveness.
No, fuck like no, dude. I'm running. What are you talking about?
Was it in Thailand many years ago?
No, in Taiwan. No, Taiwan. Thailand. Yeah, Thailand. That was Thailand. That was the craziest thing ever seen. Like, do you remember watching those footage?
The crazy part is that they actually caught it on camera.
That was one of the first things. Yeah, like that was like
when like social.
Because they had a surveillance cameras that were catching it. So like it shows like the fucking wave like the ocean it disappearing. Yeah, like the ocean disappears, like it goes. So if you ever see that, like if you would have seen like the ocean like disappear,
going back,
you're done.
Yeah, going back. No, you get the fuck back. Yeah. People were running into the ocean because it was like there was fishes that were like flapping.
Have like
you know
2
what I mean?
minutes.
Yeah,
less than that
so it's like everybody was like running into the ocean, like what the fuck's going on? Whoa! You know, de repente it just slides back and it comes with full force, dude, and it just fucking takes. It took zoo animals. I remember there was like a zoo right next to it. I remember there was like boats and fucking all that shit. Like it's crazy. Like 100-foot waves, like 100-foot waves and shit. But that shit's thank God. See, that's why there's things that happen to us in life that, you know.
Yeah.
And maybe that would have like been like a scary thing for Jazzy too. Like imagine that. Damn, that would have been fucking crazy. So that's what I'm saying. Like there's different there's a why for everything, you know, like everything happens for a reason. Like, you know, like I think that's kind of made me believe more into that. You know what I mean? Like I think if anything, that showed me that like we got a very short time for the rest of the end of the year. Like, you know, start thinking about other things, start thinking about like the rest, you know, like more ahead and shit. And then like
2022 just doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Girl, just even 2020, I feel like we're still in 2020.
Yeah. Sometimes, well, not anymore, but like a couple months ago, I was like, is it really 2021? Like I would write the date and it wouldn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right. Yeah. It still happens to me too.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
So imagine 2022. I mean, there's more twos, which I love. So hopefully some
2022. Oh, there's 3 2s. Yeah. But
222.
Did you guys end up watching that video that that Little sent us on that sip on the sip one? That was talking about the Haitians. No, not the Haitians. I'm thinking about Haitians. The Hades, the people from Haiti that are coming up through the border. Mm-hmm. So like earlier when you were talking about, you know, like dipping out and coming back in, like it reminded me about that because like right now, like, you know, what those 2 guys are talking about in that video was about like how like I think there's like close to like 500,000 fucking like immigrants that are like waiting at the border. Like they're all like camping out under the bridge, right? So like what they're trying to explain is like after like the Trump era, Trump stopped like the migrants from. There was a law that was in place.
The border.
Yeah, like there was a law in place
for asylum seekers.
Before that if you were an asylum seeker, you could come to the border. We would take you in, and then you could stay in the United States while you awaited your trial. Well, your trial would be maybe like in a year, 2, 3 years far out, right? So you could be here. You get like a visa and shit like that. You'd be able to stay. So what Trump did when he went into presidency, he knocked that out. So he stopped that. So that's why a lot of illegal immigrants, they were just getting sent back. Like when they were coming down from El Salvador, when they were all like in the caravans and shit that were coming up, they were all getting sent back. But once Biden came in, he abolished that law again. So now, like pretty much what that said,
it sent out a message for everyone,
like to come through, like
the borders are open.
Like the borders are open.
We'll welcome you again.
So what it's doing is like, so it opened like a new business for the cartels where they're the ones that are shipping these people in. So the cartel is like practically shipping in like these people by the hundreds. Like they're coming in and they're like
for thousands of dollars.
Like they're either like holding them hostage when they work here and then they got to repay back, or they're asking like family members to pay off their debt. Or they're using them as drug mules to get across into the border and shit. So they're just like
being coyotes.
Yeah, so they're pretty much like
it's
throwing
like a
in
human trafficking
crisis.
Yeah. So basically, what's happening is there's certain parts of the border that are being infiltrated by immigrants. So they're sending all of their task force, all of the what would they
the immigration officers, they're sending them all to like one side
because that's
so it's
where
like strategical
crossing. So it leaves all these other parts of the border open, so the cartel is crossing a bunch of drugs through these like open ports that are probably like that are like probably have less officers to look over, less and now with
the
vaccination, they're requiring everyone to have a vaccine, everyone in law enforcement. A lot of people aren't getting them.
Yeah. So
it's like another thing. It's like the force is weakened pretty much right now because a lot of people can't work because it's what is it, a law now?
Well, I think it's gonna go in like by 2021 or 22. So I think a lot of places are doing it by like November. Like some places I know are getting like it's being mandated for everybody to be vaxxed by like I think the Kaiser shit is like by November. And some companies and like fire departments are doing it by like 2022.
Are you trying to destroy the
world, right? We're trying to destroy it. We're trying to destroy everything.
They are. Even sports.
But it's like but that's what it is. Like, you know, like it's like this constant move of like hits that are coming through every single single side, if you like really think about it, like, you know, like we're getting like a low blow, we're getting like a side kick, we're getting like, you know, punched in the face on top. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just one thing that's happening, you know, just to one side of the country. Like, it's being hit like throughout every single side. Like, if you really think about it, because like, you know, there's like hundreds of cargo ships that are out in the ocean, and they're like all being waiting to fucking like be docked and shit. And right now, supposedly there's a shortage of drivers.
There's not.
So there's a shortage of drivers.
Shortage of dock workers. So
dock
they don't
workers
have
or
people
drivers
to like pretty much get
unload the docks.
Get the cargo from the ships to put onto the trucks. There's plenty of truck drivers, but the thing is, it's like a thing where they're not paying truck drivers a lot of money right now compared to what they used to. They used to make a lot of money, and they have like deadlines. If they don't get a certain shipment to a certain place, they don't get paid. Like if they're late like an hour or something, they won't get paid. So it's like it's all trickling down through the economy in different ways.
Yeah, because there's like people that are not going to be able, like they're saying like if you're going to do your like holiday shopping, you should do it right now.
Yeah, so they're saying that
like because there's a shortage.
Christmas is on
there's like a shortage of
borderline of like
there's a shortage of stuff. Like even if you go into like the shelves, like if you go like to stock, like to go to like different markets, you'll see like there's certain food missing, there's certain items missing too.
And everything's going up.
And
how many back orders are they for wigs, baby?
Everything's going
up. Everything's back ordered.
Groceries are going up. Even the fucking 99-cent tacos at Jack in the Box went up. They're $1.29 now.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. So.
And what was it? Dollar
Oh yeah,
Tree?
The Dollar Tree is not a Dollar Tree anymore.
We knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I mean. But it is good. Okay, so think about it. Like
no, they've always charged more
and more. Yeah. Because remember they have those pods. And like I've bought alcohol there for like $6, like rubbing alcohol.
But this thing is not happening just for it's not happening just like if you really think about it. Like the money's not going to the people. The money's going for these corporations for them to go to get bigger, to grow. You know what I mean? Like this is not like the prices are going up because we're paying the employee more. No, we're not. It's not part of that because, you know, even with, you know, like with people like now there's a shortage of workers, you know, like there's not a lot of people people that need a large fluctuation of people in the restaurant industry. Like the one that I've seen get hit the hardest from my point of view is the restaurant industry because not a lot of people want to work for that shit, you know, because it's fucking hard labor, tough hours. You know what I mean? It's like a tough crowd. You have to put up with people's shit. You got to put up with people's shit, whether you're in the kitchen, whether you're in the bathroom, whether you're in, you know, if you're in the hospice, you know, like you're doing taking care of the customers. It's a fucking hard job. So people are like, man, fuck this shit. I'm not going to be doing this shit if I'm going to be getting paid this type of amount of money. So what's hitting right there is hitting the smaller businesses. You know, the people that are going to be thriving is like, is that Cane's that open up on fucking Valley Parkway. You know what I mean? Cane's has like fucking a whole army of employees right there fucking cooking chicken. And all they give you is basic ass shit. Like if you really think about it, like this is basic ass fucking chicken. You know what I mean?
They got the recipe
down. Yeah, they got the recipe down. Nothing that fucking KFC's never done. Nothing that fucking, you know, El Pollo Loco has never done. Like, what's the difference? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, okay.
It's decent.
Okay, it's chicken. But it's the same thing like with Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A figured out.
We have wings and things. Like, it's the same concept. Wings, fries, bread.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A figured it out too. Like, it's the concept of having 20 motherfuckers in there. Everybody fucking doing one thing and knowing how to do that one thing right and doing it to his best ability and fast. So that's the thing that a small business owner can't fucking afford.
Damn.
A small business owner.
Formula.
A small business.
You need a formula and an army.
Yeah. So it's like, and that's what it is. A small business can't do that. A small business has your cook that's doing prep. He's doing dishes. He's doing fucking orders. And he's fucking cleaning up the grill, getting ready to fucking leave at fucking 8, 9 in the nighttime. You know what I mean?
And then you still have to do paperwork and
you still have to do paperwork and all that stuff. So it's just like, you know, small businesses like are fucking gonna. Those are the ones that are dying, and these are the ones that we need to have in order for us to have a say. You know what I mean? Like because at the end of the day, these corporations are not gonna give a fuck about you. They're gonna say, you know what? You want to stand up right next to us? You want to stand up to us? get the fuck out. There's another person waiting right in line to do the same fucking job you're doing. And it's like $18 ain't shit for a company that's making millions, $10,000 a day. You think fucking, Canes is laughing their way ass into the bank. You know how much they're probably making in a day? Probably like 10 G's. Why? Because that fucking drive-through is up the ass. And they figured out the formula is the more chicken that we can get out, the faster that we can get it out, the more money we make. And that's what it comes down to, having all these employees. It doesn't matter how many employees.
People are going to fucking sit in line for half an hour and go home and eat mediocre chicken and be happy. Instead of going to like a restaurant where it's like a family owned and it's like, listen, and you're getting like decent meal from somebody. Blame capitalism, yes, but also it's our culture. Like this is what people post. People like to drink coffee from Starbucks every fucking morning. People rather spend their money at a little burrito from fucking Starbucks just to have the Starbucks logo, just to have the snap that picture, or post the beer, like eat out all the time, like that. It's part of our culture. So yes, we can blame capitalism because it's in our neighborhoods, but we're the ones that go and spend our money there. Yeah. So at the end of the day, we can blame capitalism, but if you're buying from them, then you're to blame too, because there is no capitalism without the middle class, without the working class, without the paying class. People are gonna buy their fucking shitty chicken regardless. Why? Yeah. Because it's Cane's. Because
they don't have time. Because they don't have time.
And it's good. I don't know about you guys. I love that shit.
I mean, I've tried it a couple times.
But but now we're going to come into this, which we didn't talk about earlier. They're going to start asking for the Vax card. I got to experience that over there.
When you get to go get Cane's chicken or what?
What, anywhere. Or anywhere. Because in Hawaii,
for in LA, they're doing it. Now they're starting November. I think November,
It's coming to our home. I'm telling you, that trip got me ready for what's coming. And here's the weird part. So if you don't, that's why I was like kind of pissed, but not pissed. I was just trying to like let it go. You have to have your vax, right, to eat there. Then there was this place that I really wanted to go, and I was like, there's no fucking way. Let's just try. So I went, and I was like, I'm like, well, can we eat outside? And she's like, oh yeah, you can eat outside. Yeah, and I was like, what?
That's what they don't tell you. You can't.
I have a video I wanted to show you guys where there's like.
They make it sound so scary, you can't go to movie theaters, you can't go to shows, you can't do the concerts, you can't do this, you can't do that. But you can eat outside. You can take it to go. Yep. You can go if you have like a negative COVID test. So they don't tell you this in the headlines. They just tell you, no. You need to get your vaccination. If you don't have your vaccination card, 100%. You won't. But once you fucking click on the article, open it and read it, there is exceptions, or you can have a medical exemption, or a religious exemption.
Even for like Ezekiel's water, because I fucked up. I brought like the big water bottle, but it was sealed, and I didn't put it in the suitcase we checked in. So I was like, fuck, we were already coming back, but I didn't want to throw it away. And so then there was this really cool guy, and he's all like, he's like, what do you use it for? I'm like, it's for my son. He has allergies. Like, I don't know why I said that. Like, he has allergies. Like, next time just say medical exemption. He's like, I'm going to check it. If the alarm doesn't go on, that's fine. He's like, just make sure you always just say medical exception.
Yeah, so that's a good one. Like, And then with me, when I would travel by myself a lot. And I would get anxiety of having to wait in the line. So I would just go and say, before I boarded, I would talk to the person in the front. And I tell them I have panic attacks. I get anxiety, and I get like overwhelmed with large crowds. And they let you board the plane before everyone else.
Oh, nice.
So you'll board the plane with like military,
the A-list. Yeah.
Group 1. So that's a hack. I would always say, I just get really bad anxiety. I can't do large crowds. I get dizzy.
And then you just sit at the front. You're the first one to get out.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't deal with these bitches.
These poor people.
and me going to coach all the way in the back of the fucking plane.
Hell no.
Walking in, everyone's first class, and I'm like all the way at the back.
Jeez,
next to the fucking the engine and shit.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. Oh shit.
But at least you had the nice trip, and it was chill to spend time with the family at home and hang out, and just do us and shit. Like, it sucks, but it is what it is. And fuck you, COVID. Fuck you,
government.
This is the second time that I've gotten it, and it hasn't taken me. So fuck you, suck a dick. But you know, like I did think about it.
They say third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm.
No mames, güey. Knock on wood.
Somebody was telling me, I had a homie tell me that. And you know what I mean? I'm kind of like, I am kind of being a little bit more cocky just because I think I can be, because fuck that.
You should get a shirt that says I survived COVID twice.
Yeah, just fuck yeah, because just the way that it fucked me, I just feel that I can be that much more cocky of it. And it gets me mad because I was like talking to my homie from my work. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. Like, you know, he was like, damn, so you didn't get no shot? You don't have the shot? And I was like, hell no, bro. Just fucking raw dogging it out here in the world, man. I don't give a fuck. And he was like, dude, he's like, yeah. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, it's the second time I think I've gotten it. I was like, back in December last year, I got it too. So I was like, whatever. I don't know. We'll see what's up. I was like, he's like, you're not going to get the vaccine? I was like, nah, hell no, I'm definitely not getting it. I was like, man, fuck this shit. I was like, I'm pissed off. I'm like, I can't believe I canceled my shit for this. But, I mean, it got canceled for me. You know what I mean? Like, it gets canceled for you. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, still, like, show up at the plane and then they don't let you. Like, that would have sucked too. Like, I mean, but.
Well, to be honest with you guys, in February when I went, I hate to say this out loud, especially recording, but I had the flu, but then I think it was COVID. So I strongly apologize. It wasn't like it is now.
Where'd you go?
When we went to Maui.
Oh, the last time. Before the hype. But
before
see, that's what I'm saying.
Plan.
Like before all that shit, like
they didn't have a business plan like they do now.
I was just telling like my dad.
They didn't know it was COVID back then.
I was like, dude, back in the day, that's funny. Like back in the day, right? Back in the day,
a year ago,
like 3 years ago, 5 years ago, right? When I was working.
How would we call it pre-COVID?
Yeah, pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID, when we were like, when I was working,
you know how they have AD before Christ.
I used to work at the sandwich shop, and like, you know, like if you told your boss like, hey, I feel sick, I have a fever, I have like, you know, like I don't feel good, I'm coughing. They'd be like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you better make it in. We don't have anybody else for you to come in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have anybody else to cover
you.
Yeah, no.
Ain't nobody gonna cover you.
It's a small, like, it was a mom and pop shop. So it was like, fuck no, shut up, motherfucker. You fucking okay? And I'm like, I don't want to get anybody sick. Nobody gives a fuck. Come in and work. You know what I mean? Like, and I remember that shit because that would happen to, like, in that small business. Like, that would happen because, like, my coworker would get sick, and then we already like, man, this fool's gonna give us all the motherfucking, like, we already know it. We're already fucking taking like emergency and shit, like the fucking, you know. So we were like, man, I'm running over to I was like, I'm already going to fucking Walgreens to get my antibodies. This motherfucker's gonna get me sick. He gets sick like twice a year and shit, you know. So I was like, man, fuck. Back then, like, everybody got sick, and we all fucking got sick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we show up to work fucking like fever, like watery eyes, dude. I remember. Yeah. Like, it was fucking like, it was like you had to be dying. Like, you better be dying, motherfucker, because if not, you're not. You know, I don't give a fuck.
My mom used to send me to school sick.
Yeah, so it's just like, and look at now. Like, I mean, what's this fucking thing that has like a 99.7% survival rate? Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? It just makes you think. It just makes you think, you know, like it just makes you realize what's going on and or what it is. And, you know, and like even my pop's been talking about it too. Like, you know, like he wants to do like a whole preppers thing. So, cool. My dad wants to do my dad's a business guy. He knows what's up. He knows the price of everything that's going up. He sees this shit. Mm-hmm. He sees the price of beans and rice, of all this shit that's going up. And he's like, dude, we need to make something out of this, because if we do not start getting ourselves ready, he's like, once money is out, once gold is out, what is the one thing that's gonna be valuable? Food, seeds, so right. All that shit. So it's like all
get
this
rid
stuff.
of those damn couches and start building it up. Seriously.
Well, yeah.
No,
so
I'm
like,
not kidding.
No, there's other things that are in the work that's gonna be way bigger than this. But but it's like it's all this shit. Like, if you really think about it, the way that we're going, the way that those cargo ships are just waiting, like all this fucking material,
rotting,
all this shit that is like in those ships, like it's massive amounts of fucking of like things that spices, like everything. You know, like beans, rice, like everything from everywhere around the world. I love
this idea. I can't wait to like see it, because
so think about it, like, you know, why everybody needs it.
They're holding on to it. This is what I think. They're holding on to it so the price can go up, because supply and demand. Obviously, they can't.
Yeah. And then once they release it out, it's a game. Yeah. It's game. So I mean, it's just it's part of like and it's either like, like there's gonna be a one currency worldwide. It's like for me, it's like when this is like the other side type of shit, but like like they're slowly like letting things out, like the UFOs. Like people are gonna start realizing that we don't really need to be working. Like the only reason why we kept working is because of the fact that since like the ancient Egyptians or like since all civilization, like it was just something for us to do until we got to that higher power, until we like imagine if like so like the less people on Earth, the less technology gets made, right? But the more people reproduce, the more people there are, the more ideas there is, the more like thrive. Like in hard times produce hard men. You know what I mean? Like tough times produce ideas. Like when you are fucking in like when you're like pressured into like something and you need something and you want to fucking survive, like being in the ghetto and being fucking wanting to get out there and fucking like produce something better for your family, for your kids. Once you have those kids, once you have that thrive, like that's what creates ideas. That's what creates business. So think about it. What if right now it's just like, this is just like a experiment. Like they're just trying to like get us all into the same corral and they're like, boom, boom,
it's
boom,
survival
boom, boom,
of
boom,
the fittest.
So it's like, the more that they push us against each other, the more we rub, the more that energy fucking like bounces off of us, the more fucking like people are like, man, fuck this is not right, this is what we need to do. So people start moving this way, and then like people start getting more ideas over here, and then they want to do other things. So like, what if that's what's going on right now? Low key in the hierarchy of power, whether it's a good way or a bad way. You know what I mean? Whether it's like a bad type of like pressure that's gonna explode into like something that they want, or something good that can come out of it.
So it's the age of Aquarius, where we're
I've been
awakening.
hearing that a lot. Yeah, awakening.
So I think Pisces was before this, right? We were the age of Pisces, and that's the age of information. So we were like the last age of, if I'm not mistaken, I think we were the last of the age of Pisces, and since the 2000s we were going into the age of Aquarius, which is the age of awakening, which is why everyone's starting their own business. Everyone's realizing that they don't want to work for somebody else. They want to make their own money. They want to use their time, and on their own dime, and on their own terms. They want to travel. They want to work remote. They want to homeschool. They're realizing that
you're right, girl.
There's different ways of living in this world, but we have been so conditioned to work and go to school because that's what happened during the American Revolution. That's what our schools are based from, is learning how to be a good employee. We're not learning how to be good humans or learning how to care for the earth. We're literally learning how to be employees. That's what the K-12 system is teaching these kids. That's why it's the prison, school to prison system. It's all like school to employee system. They don't teach you how to balance a checkbook. They don't teach you about credit. They don't teach you about finance, how to buy a home, how to pay a bill. They don't teach you about any of that shit. All that shit, that's college classes. Like you learn that mostly in college, or that's kind of where they awaken your little mind. You have no fucking idea when you leave college how to be a fucking adult.
Know how to party,
or how to be a functioning member of society. You just know how to apply. They teach you how to apply for jobs, right? That's what they teach you. They teach you how to apply for college, all of that, but they don't teach you how to apply for Medi-Cal or benefits or any of that stuff unless you have a social worker. But those are usually underprivileged kids or people in the foster care or of that nature.
That are probably not even going to the college. It's kind of hard.
I would hope they would. But yeah, I mean, it's all, it's a fucked up system.
Damn.
What was I watching? Oh, I started watching The Maid on Netflix.
Oh, I kind of started, but then I fell asleep.
It's boring in the beginning.
It is a little bit.
We watched 6 episodes yesterday, and I was like, okay. Once it got to a good part, I was like, we need to end it here because I'm already getting anxiety, and we need to just end it so we can get back into a good part once we start it again. But yeah, that one's really good. It just goes to show you how, like,
what is it, The Maid?
Yeah, how you can go from like where she was in a shitty situation to even shitty situation to a shittier situation, and it's like she really had no help, even from the government. Like, it was so hard for her to get help, and in order for her to qualify for childcare, she needed to have a pay stub, but in order for her to have a job, she needed to have childcare. And it was like all these things that it's like, how are you really supposed to function in society and be like a working member when they make it so hard? And like, she pretty much had to be like abused domestically, domestic violence, in order to qualify for emergency benefits. And even then, you know, it was hard for her, but it's a good one. It's very triggering. It's very, I feel like so many people have gone through those problems, and, you know, they don't talk about it, or, you know, it's not really something people share. So it's good to see, you know, domestic violence awareness on shows like that. Wow. It's a good one.
Did you watch Squid Games?
Nah.
Yeah.
Come on, why not?
Oh, I was gonna start it. I was gonna start it. I kind of watched a little bit of it.
Number one show on Netflix right now.
Mexico when I was over there, but no.
El Juego del Calamardo.
It's just too much.
I like all the things that they put for like the Mexicans. The Mazapan and all that shit. Yeah. I watched it, and honestly, I was just with my girlfriend, and we were just chilling. We're like, oh, let's just watch something, put it on the TV. And it was like, okay. She kind of got me started, and then she had to go. And oh shit, I finished that shit.
Yeah, I finished it like 2 days, I think.
Yeah, same. It was good. It was very like, fuck, this is what we're living. Like,
really? It was fucking mind open. Like, yeah, so a lot.
You gotta watch it.
A lot of that, I mean, a lot of this like anger that I got, I'm like tripping out because it's shit like that. You know what I mean? It's shit like that that you feel like is going on, and you don't really understand. Like, you kind of have a feeling like, damn, like that's so true, and it could be happening anywhere in the world. You know what I mean? Like,
it's happening.
Way, you know, like, yeah, the way that
100%.
Shit's put out there like that, it's like, dude, there's fucking hundreds of fucking millionaires that have fucking everything they fucking want in the world. They can have anything they want in the world. This shit just becomes like, you pretty much become immune from. Is it like
the Hunger Games kind of?
Yeah, very similar to it. I mean, I would say
the Hunger Games. I don't. Oh yeah. The Hunger Games was like when they had like different cities, right? And they would like fight against each other. No,
something like that.
Yeah, I didn't really ever watch that. I watched some of it.
Me either. I was just trying to like. I didn't get into the Hunger Games. I have like really bad anxiety when it comes to shit like that. My only thing was I wanted to know.
Yeah, that's just gonna give you anxiety.
Yeah, that's gonna give you anxiety. Hardcore.
That's why.
And the thing of it is that gave me anxiety.
Me
too.
I was like,
it gave me anxiety so bad that I had to finish it because I was like, I need to know. It was like that
because it trips you the fuck out, like the way the colors that are being used, the rooms where they walk into,
numbers,
like you're like at the beginning, you're like, you don't know what the fuck's going on. You know, you like, it sounds cool, but then it's just like, what the fuck, like. So it's just like the fact that you can't see anybody's faces is just like, I think that's kind of like what like got me into it, like where it's just like there's a couple like there's like the PlayStation control fucking things, like there's a square, a triangle, and fucking a circle, right? So like what tripped me the fuck out most was like the fact that you can't see those people, like,
and that they look like our speakers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like a Bluetooth speaker, right? Oh yeah, that's it. I guess. Yeah.
And I think what tripped me out the most was that these people willingly want to go back just because of money.
Yes.
And they'll do it just for money. That's the part that I was like, damn. It wakens you up, and you get to see like, it don't matter if that's family, because there's a lot of people that knew each other, and they didn't give a fuck. Like, you get killed right there, and even when they find out the first time that you're gonna get killed, they still continue playing. And I'm like, oh my god, just it's a trip. It will give you anxiety.
I read that series was written like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, the guy pitched it like 10 years ago,
and he even had to sell his laptop at some point and stop like
to pay some bills and shit,
bills and stuff, and now it's the number one on Netflix, and that's when you're like, you have to realize, like, no matter what, like, you'll make it. Don't stop. You'll
and it's make timing, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just timing. You know what I mean?
10 years.
Like, 10 years.
That's a long time.
It is, but it can be and it cannot.
And it's the number one costume too. For babies, right, which is weird.
That's just so weird.
That's what I realized too. And then they haven't, like, even in the linea already, like, it's
the
all,
piñatas and shit. They already got piñatas.
They have the mask. I don't know. I haven't tapped into it, so I don't know like what is what. But I saw like a meme that said, "Oh, like TJ never like misses a beat. Like they never,
they'll
never let a fucking, they'll never like let a chance go.
Fuck like, no, that's the Mexican hustle, man. That's the hustle right there. That's the hustle. That shit you're born with that shit. I think a lot of the mentality is like I love the fact that our Latinos are like that. Like it's just like a replica. Like they see what fucking hits. Y vámonos a la chingada. Boom, boom.
Like el Jenny baile 69?
Like Jenny 69. See that corrido? Soy la 69. Dude, that shit's fucking hitting like, bro, like that shit's playing in my head in the morning when I wake up. That shit's playing in my...
number one, wasn't it?
It says like number one dislike video though.
I remember I was laying in bed the other night and I was just like we were getting ready to go to sleep and I was already like about to knock out and I was just like soy la 69.
That's cool. I would have slapped him.
Yeah.
So do you see there's a TikTok where like sale la Jenny 69. ¿Saben qué? A los que no le gustan mi corrido, váyanse mucho a la verga. And and the guy's like, and then it flips over to the family, right?
Familia,
and like, familia, le hace, ¿a quién no le gustó el corrido de Jenny 69? Y le hace todos, y le hace, ok, agarren sus cosas porque ya nos vamos a la verga. Y hay mucha gente que va. So, no sé, vamos a agarrar un chico de tráfico. I was just like, he's like, vámonos hasta la verga. Yo no sé dónde es, pero allá vamos. Dice.
Oh, mames.
There's a couple of us like that. So it's just
but see, she don't give a fuck. She's still making her money.
You're still making money.
She's being invited. She even talked to Ryan Seacrest. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear like the
So it takes time,
the other girls that were singing her song. They were doing.
There was one
covers.
girl that sings really good. I started following her.
Yeah, on
like why isn't she famous?
Yeah, like it's not a bad song. It's just she sounds like shit.
Yeah, she does. It's too pitchy, And I don't even see Jenny speaking like that. I feel like she has more like a.
Yeah, I think her next. She needs to be more like herself. Rapping or like. Yeah. More instead like a Cardi B type. Yeah. Not like...
A lot of the times it's just like some producer that wanted to smash her and it was like, hey, you sing really good. We should do a corrido for us.
I think what she said...
And she was like, really? Oh my, you think you can make me famous? Hell yeah, baby. Come on. You know that shit out.
Or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a producer was like, hey, let me hit that shit. I'll make you famous, And like, bam, right there. Le hizo su canción. I'll make you a badass song. I'll put you in the studio. Come on, girl.
She had
like,
clout already.
She had clout. Like I know Kenny's folled her for a long time. She told me she's followed her for like through her makeup channel on YouTube. Yeah. So that's where she's known from. You know what I mean? So it's just like who else I was thinking about that too? Who came out like that was Doja Cat. Doja Cat came out with that stupid ass song. No, I'm a cow, bitch. I'm a cow. I'm not a cat. I'm a cow, or something like that. So like in that song. Yeah, moo, and that was like the most stupidest song trending on YouTube for the longest time. Like I remember, like before even like Reels came out, before like YouTube, like when YouTube was like pumping and shit, and that song was on a lot, And then like look at now, Doja Cat has like fucking like 4 or 5 songs out on the radio like every fucking day, just playing nonstop, and she's like one of the artists that have like really come out of like fucking YouTube and shit.
Well, so did Lil Nas X. He was a Stan account on Twitter.
Oh, really?
That's how he got famous.
A Stan? What's a Stan account?
He was like a Barb Stan, I think.
What is that?
Like a Stan account is like an account that they make idolizing like a certain celebrity. So like a Stan is like Eminem Stan. You know how like they hit that? Like they're just like a big fan. It's just like a Stan page.
Okay. That's what I figured something like that.
And he was like a meme page. So I don't know.
That song's my shit. You know that song Stan. Yeah. That song's like ever since I can remember.
It's sad
because it was like the way you idolize fucking rappers. I was just like, damn, like that's so like me at that time. I remember I was listening. I've been listening to Eminem since I was in like elementary school.
8 years old.
Fuck yeah, I was
8 years old when I started listening.
So, but yeah, like I mean, like it's time. Like I mean. To be honest, it's just like, it's with anything, like if you put in your work, if you put in like, no matter how fucking ugly she sings, she's got a hot body. She's pretty cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like you get your piece, at the end of the day, we just stay relevant for a little bit. There's only certain people that you see that are still staying on top, being relevant. Who? Kim K. Kim K has managed to fucking stay relevant for years. You know what I mean?
So she it's even like talk shit about her man, which is kind of fucked up. But
even think about like now, like like there's people that maybe came up through one song and they were just one hitters, one quitters, you know? So it's like, if you don't put into that, then you're never going to be able to like, you know, like get in. You got to fucking do what you got to do. Even if it does mean that you got to be Jenny 69 and sing really ugly.
No, yeah, that's true. But they did, you know what? I don't have anything like negative to say. She had the fucking balls to just do it. She knew they were going to criticize the fuck out of her, and she still did it.
Yeah. I think she's done. I think she's done worse things than that corrido. So we'll leave it at that.
Damn. All right, girls. Well, it seems like it's a good time to stop. We're about like an hour and a half in. We definitely had a lot to talk today.
Catching up.
How can we contact you guys? What's cracking? Throw your handles out there before we take off.
Google Wigs by V and you got all my info. I'm just kidding.
At gambling, with gambling, at Little Tooth Gems.
You know what? If we stay to smoke, I wanted to talk to you about your homie spot too.
Oh,
my bad.
I feel like I still have so much to talk
I know,
about.
yeah, there's still a lot. So maybe we can do that on the other side. We'll just stop recording on this one. And then
all right. Later.
Peace out.
Bye.
Peace out. Follow us.